Well, the NHL Draft Lottery takes place tonight, and officially now the Calgary Flames slotted to select 16th overall at the 2023 NHL Draft in Nashville. Flames President of Hockey Operations and Interim General Manager Don Maloney now. And, I know that you couldn't have moved up to number one. There was some pins and needles for a few teams, but now at least you know where you're selecting and some finality to it. How does a night like tonight look, and maybe a direction moving forward?
Well, we certainly thought we had very little chance to go anywhere, and that's fine. The good thing for us, Brendan, it is a deep draft. Certainly, we look at layers. There's 5 really top-end players. There's another group of players that are really good, and then there's a third group. We're probably going to get a player from that third group, which are all very good-looking prospects at every different positions too, which gives us lots of things to talk about in our upcoming meetings.
Well, I was just going to say, a lot of that work has been done. It's been put in place in terms of the scouting and all the guys that are in different ranks around the globe. What about just now kind of putting those pieces together as you talk about and maybe trying to put your order together?
Well, the scouts will all come to Calgary in a couple of weeks, and this is the time we really drill down to get our order in place. And now that we know we're at 16, we can kind of focus on that group of players. You can pretty much say with certainty there's 7 or 8 players that definitely won't be there, and you always hope that maybe the 9th pick on your list is there at 16. So it's a fun time. This is what the scouts work for all year long. The good thing for us, like I said, it's a deep draft with different players at different positions. So whether it's a defenseman, there's not a lot of defensemen, but there probably be a couple of them sitting there looking us staring at the face. There's some centermen, there's some wingers, scoring wingers, so all kinds of players that we can talk about.
Well, and I suppose to your point, that's the importance of that list, to make sure that you have kind of everything outlined so that when that opportunity comes at 16 and whoever's on the table, that you get the best player available. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's generally exactly. And again, as we all know, we're searching for a general manager now. We hope to have one in place by the time our meetings show up. It may not happen. It may not be quite that quick. But in an ideal world, we'll have a manager in place that will have his own views on sort of what he sees as a priority for the team. But the reality is, this player we select, we're probably not going to see for a few years, but still, it'll be an A+ asset for us, and hopefully we'll make the right pick.
As we heard from you just a little over a week ago, maybe just take us through kind of that next step, and obviously the priority to try and get someone in there as soon as possible, as you mentioned, but just how that process starts to take its time and go through it.
Well, there's a lot of names to look at and different types of people. There's a lot of assistant GMs. We have 2 very good assistant GMs right here in Calgary that are certainly strong contenders. So it takes time to go through initial interviews and secondary interviews and then in-person interviews, and that's just part of the process we're going through right now. So when it's done and we get the right guy, then we'll announce it, and onward we go.
Onward and upward. Thanks for the time, and 16th overall, and I guess we'll look ahead to the end of June.
Absolutely. It'll be exciting.